would have to say that the home game against Liverpool. Liverpool was doing really well. I made quite a few saves, including a penalty save from Michael Owen. And then late of the game we scored another goal. So Liverpool at home, 2-0. That's one that stands out. Probably before the cup final, like even before the warm-up. The final was played at Millennium Stadium and we walked on the pitch on our suits, having a look at the stadium and all that. And I can just remember the Southampton end was like a sea of yellow, and this is like hour and a half before the game. I just felt really proud that we made it to the final and the fans were having a great day. Unfortunately, we didn't get the result, but the whole day, the days before the game, the cup final, I still remember like it was yesterday. I remember one save against Aston Villa. I think it was Barry taking a free kick over the wall. And I was diving to my right using my top hand and just managed to get my fingertips on the ball. And for some reason, I remember that really well because I thought when he took the free kick, and I thought that's gonna go in, so I kind of surprised myself as well, like making that save. James Beattie was scoring a lot of goals for us. I loved Wayne Bridge, left back, reliable, strong, good defender, great left foot. But if I had to pick one player that I really admire, it would be Michael Svensson, centre half. Unfortunately, he had a really bad knee injury, and his career was cut short. But I played enough games with Michael to say that he was like every goalkeeper's dream partner, so to speak. His attitude, his hunger to defend the goal and do everything you can do to stop the ball going into the net. He was the centre half that I really loved playing with. The best character, that's quite easy. It was James Beattie. He was loud and vocal, and he was always happy and doing pranks and just being him. He was loud, but he was a nice guy and always nice to everyone. But he could talk. He loved his own voice, but in a good way. He's a good character. I've been really lucky during my career that I've always had good managers. But if I had to say one manager, I would probably say Conor Strachan. And that's probably, he's a great leader, wonderful, honest, hard-working person. The honesty was the thing. He told you exactly what you want from him, and if you tried your best, you wouldn't have any problems. But he set the everyday standard so high that I respect him a lot. As I've said it before, for some reason, Man United was really difficult for us. I can't remember, even playing for Southampton or Fulham. I can't really remember that I was ever on the side that even got a point from them. Every other team, the big teams like Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Spurs, I remember games that we did really well and got the result, but for some reason, Man United was really hard. But then again, they had a pretty good team at the time. So. First one that comes to my mind is probably Ronaldo. His shot was something he scored against me a few times, and at the time it's just a perfect footballer. He was strong, big, skillful, had a great shot, great passing skills, so I go for an easy one, Ronaldo.
I thought this would be when you hit the crossbar.
Yes, best assist, definitely, yeah, absolutely. Thank you for reminding me. That was a funny game. We were 2-1 down against Fulham. One of their defenders headed the ball away, but it landed on James Beattie, if I'm right. He had a shot, and it was blocked, and the ball bounced really high in the air. And I tell you what, those 2-3 seconds that I realized that the ball is gonna come to me and I have plenty of time, everything went through my head. The first thing was have a decent touch. Don't make a fool out of yourself, have a decent touch. So I think I chested it, bounced it with my thigh, and then the next thing is hit the ball, don't miss the ball, and I actually hit it. It was a good hit, and it went right under the crossbar. That much lower and it would have been in, but now it came back, bounced on the goal line, and then Michael Svensson had an easy finish on the empty net, so that was probably, but I'm still a little bit gutted, this much slower, and that would have been a nice goal. But yeah, good feeling anyway. very difficult. I was so lucky I played against the best of the best, like, Van der Sar, Barthez, Shea Given. But I would have to say my idol, Peter Schmeichel. He's someone I look up to when I was growing up as a young man, and then being on the same pitch with him, I would have to say Peter Schmeichel. Again, if I remember right, James Beattie sometimes took my gloves and tried to demonstrate that he's a brilliant goalkeeper as well, because he was brilliant at everything. He was a brilliant player, he was a good-looking guy, he was brilliant at everything, so he wanted to prove that he can do the goalkeeping as well. And if I remember right, he wasn't that good, but he was decent. Let's give him some credit.
Not as good as he thought he was.
No, they never are. It was generally a really, really nice time in my life. Like, my daughter was born in 1999 in Glasgow, so she was 3 years old when we moved to Southampton, and then my son was born here in Southampton, and he's a big Southampton fan, by the way. So just the whole time that I can't really say. It's a good size of a city, and everything is easy. Like, the life and all the memories I have from Southampton, they are really positive.